Hello and welcome to the WBAP 820 570 KLIF Weather Podcast from the Cumulus Broadcast Center in DFW. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton. I thank you very much for joining us today. Boy, after some wild weather last week in North Texas, we had severe thunderstorms one night, and then the next morning we ended up with some glazed over bridges and overpasses. So we will not be sad to say so long to February and move into the first few days of March, which will be absolutely delightful across North Texas. So I guess March is coming in like a lamb. Let's check out our visible satellite loop this morning. Just a few high, thin clouds coming in from the west, and you can see that the Gulf moisture tap is shut down. All that moisture down in the Gulf of Mexico is moving south, not north, and it's going to stay cut off for the next several days because of multiple cold fronts that have come all the way across Texas and pushed dry, cooler air into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, it looks as though the Gulf will stay out of play in our weather until probably late this week or maybe during the weekend, and that could produce some rain up here, which we actually need pretty badly. All right, here's the morning radar picture. This storm system moving ashore in Washington State and Oregon and moving some rain and probably a little bit of snow as well across the neck of Idaho into Montana, and some fairly routine lake effect snows moving across Wisconsin and Michigan, some spotty showers in Florida, and that's about it. Pretty quiet across the country. This is our precipitation type model. This is the kind of precipitation the global forecast system expects between now and we'll say, sometime early next week. This model actually goes out 10 days, but I've cut it off, I think, like Monday night into Tuesday morning so you can see where the rain's going to be. Snows across the Rockies, and then some rain develops in at least the eastern half of the state of Texas, probably Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, and then moves on out. I don't know that we're in for severe weather yet. It doesn't look like we're going to be all that warm, but we're getting into that time of year, and we'll have to be pretty careful about watching it. So, again, fairly quiet across the country. Routine snows in the Rockies, a little icing in the Great Lakes, and then some rain in North Texas late in the period, coming in probably on Sunday or Monday. Now, here's our national weather map for today. You see the storm system in Oregon, Washington, moving into Montana. A little icing maybe across North Dakota, and some lake effect snows in the Great Lakes, and that spotty showers across Florida. We'll move to Tuesday. That storm system begins to stretch out a little bit, colder air moving in, and we see more icing getting down into Minnesota, probably toward Minneapolis, actually, and into Wisconsin. And the rain continues, and the snow as well, in the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. Meanwhile, Florida begins to dry out, and we're still enjoying beautiful weather in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Going to Wednesday, again, most of it's in the northern tier of states, not bothering us yet. However, if you have air travel plans to, let's say, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, or anything in New England, then you may have some travel delays because of rain and snow. Not unusual for this time of year. Now let's go ahead and move the fronts in motion across the area. This is the noon weather map for Monday, February 28th. You can see the rain in the northwest and the lake effect snows in the western Great Lakes, and a little bit of rain across Florida. As we move into Tuesday morning, you see the icing across North Dakota and into Montana, and we'll see more snow basically building up into the northern Rockies as we move on into Wednesday and Thursday. More lake effect snows as well, because the Great Lakes have not frozen over yet. Once they freeze over, then you're done with the lake effect snow for a while, but they haven't frozen over yet. Sometimes they don't all winter long, and the people in Pittsburgh and upstate New York and Cleveland, all that, deal with some pretty good lake effect snows off and on through the wintertime. All right, this takes us to Thursday. We're now seeing high pressure and cooler air moving in from Canada. Not terribly cold or anything like that, pretty routine. And again, we still see more rain through the western part of the countries. And notice now there's an upper level impulse that is grabbing the Pacific Northwest storm system and dragging more moisture down into northern California. Also notice that we have a low pressure center that's forming now in western Kansas, and that's going to start opening up the Gulf here before long. All right, now we move into Friday. We have rain and snow in the central Rockies, more snow across the northern tier of states, and our winds by Friday will have come around to the south, and we'll have a fairly warm day at that, but we'll also probably notice a little more humidity. It's been very, very dry lately. Moving ahead to Saturday, now there's the rain finally moving in. You see a strong surface low in the Midwest there near the Kansas-Nebraska border, and that's pulling pretty strong south winds up into Texas. Also notice a little dry line across West Texas, which is kind of the harbinger of spring, I guess. Start seeing dry lines in West Texas along which some thunderstorms can form. We don't don't think there's going to be enough moisture to start anything on Saturday in terms of strong thunderstorms, but just know that that's going to be the setup we're going to be dealing with quite often during the spring. Finally get into Saturday night and Sunday, and then we do have a little bit of rain across North Texas. Routine, no big storms that we know of, just some rain across North Texas, but things will be pretty dry until we get to that point. So here is our forecast for you, our extended forecast. Sunny and mild today with a high of 63, light south winds, beautiful day. Lows tonight, either side of freezing. Tomorrow, Tuesday, sunny and 70 for the high, low near 40. On Wednesday, sunny and warmer with a high of 74 and a low of 44. Thursday, breezy and warmer with a high of 77 as south winds really return. 75 on Friday with some more humidity, and that could set the stage for a little bit of rain late in the weekend. Thank you again so much for joining us today on the Cumulus Weather Podcast from Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton. We appreciate it. Bye-bye.